Wouldn't it be great to be gifted? In fact, it turns out that choices lead to habits. Habits become talents. Talents are labeled as gifts. You're not born this way. You get this way. Seth Godin. My friends, as we look at the markets today, we see stocks are down, bonds are up, Bitcoin is up, and gold is down. Appreciate all you being with us. Particularly appreciate all the new Patreon members, book purchasers. We have books for you. We have bound traders. Then these come in 3-month versions, traders journals. And of course, we also have Patreon membership. And it will be not this week, but next week. It's always the first Wednesday of every month that we have the live question answer call-in session, 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Welcome all of our friends overseas and all of our Patreon supporters here in the States. If you miss it, of course, we record it and we send it out typically the day that I do it. We get it right out to everyone. So let's jump into these charts. What do we see going on? Well, we're going to go to regular hours, which is always helpful. That's one nice thing. You can't see that part of the screen. But with TC2000, you have data that you can, of course, subscribe to, including post-market, pre-market, and regular hours. Always like to make sure that what I'm looking at with you is the regular hours so we don't have things moving around on us. But as we look at the S&P 500, how do we see things shaping up? We look at this weekly chart. We can see that it's a little less than flat. Derivative oscillator is negative. Price percent oscillator is heading down a little bit. We have a green up candle that's forming for the week, even though it's down on Tuesday, but not hitting the high that it had hit during that week where the 2-day cross is actually covering that up. But it hit a high back then of $398.12. So far this week, the high, $396.57. So still, price percent oscillator is still heading down. Let's look at the 2-day. What do we see there? That 2-day recross occurred, gave us 4 days of nice down movement. And then, of course, what has it done since then? It has backtracked, but still not hit that high. We can see back on the 2-day candle on Wednesday the 17th, but it has tried to move up some, but not enough energy to cross over going up. Derivative oscillator still negative on that 2-day chart. Half-day chart, we can see where things flew up for 2 days. That was Friday and Monday, and then on Tuesday, sliding sideways, like we said, down just a little bit. That's where we are on the 3 charts, the weekly, 2-day, and half-day for the S&P 500. Let's go to the Qs. What do we see on the Qs? Well, of course, the Qs had 3 strong weeks of down movement, now going into what appears to be the 3rd week of sideways sliding and devolution. Price percent oscillator heading down, derivative oscillator negative, very negative, but losing a little bit of downward momentum. We look at the 2-day chart. We can see that it's a little less than flat. We can see where things peaked on the 2-day candles on the 17th. That was Tuesday the 16th and Wednesday the 17th of March. And then have been sliding sideways and down. Derivative oscillator losing some downward momentum still. But that most important price percent oscillator is heading down. Half-day chart, where do we see that? Almost laminated. We see the price percent oscillator just about laminated there. We can see a day and a half of up movement and then that down movement on Wednesday. So again, we'll continue to keep our eye on the Qs and see if indeed things are going to heat up with more down movement. They're set up to continue to do that. So we'll continue to watch and see how these charts develop. That's where we are with stocks. Like we said, both of them down for the day. The S&P was down 0.27% and the Q's down 0.50%. And I have absolutely no idea why my phone would be talking to me. Very interesting during the middle of my broadcast. Now we will go to 20-year bonds, up 0.25% for the day. We can see where bonds look like they moved down for many, many weeks and then seem to just sort of bottom out right along what line? Well, You look at that color and follow it up. It's the 200 period moving average line. Interesting. Is that going to be a floor for bonds? Are they going to hang there? Or are they going to push through there and accelerate down further? Very interesting to see. Pay attention to those types of things. Moving averages can be very helpful to help you potentially find floors or ceilings. We look at the price percent oscillator. We can see where it is flattening a little bit. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. We will see where this leads us. We look at the 2-day, and of course we've had that 2-day crossover going up, pulling us out of the down move. Now, is the market going to digest that and then a 2-day recross soon going down? Don't know. We'll wait. We'll see. We'll let that tell us. But of course, you guys know how great that 2-day recross, the latest one, was for us back in February around that 150.27 mark, down to a low of 133.19. Don't expect you to capture all of that, but would love to see you capture a big chunk of it in your practice trades. And of course, those 2-day recrosses can be quite wonderful. Now, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, 2-day recrosses, weekly vertical crossovers, those are all covered in the books. And the trainings we do every day, go to our website, sign up for free, and you'll get one training a day. Encourage you to take that. Also, the daily market worksheets, weekly market worksheet, and trade worksheet. Those PDFs are in your show notes every day that you get for free. At the end of today's video, guess what I'm going to put in there for you? The trainings on how to use those worksheets. Now, what do we see when we look at the half-day chart? We can sort of see where things are laminated again after some down movement on TLT. And we'll continue to watch and see how much of an effect this 2-day crossover going in the opposite direction of the weekly chart, how long that's going to last, if it's going to be enough energy to pull the weekly over going up, or if it's going to cross back over going down and give us another 2-day recross so we can jump in for the down movement. So we'll see. We'll let these charts lead us. That's what we do. What do we see with gold? Down 1.71%. After 2 weeks of sideways sliding, we can see that price percent oscillator hiking down, derivative oscillator losing downward momentum. 2-day chart, maybe we're going to have a 2-day recross. Haven't seen that happen yet. Why? Because the 2-day candle hadn't finished drawing. It's just the first day. It'll finish drawing on Wednesday. So mark your trader's journal. Go ahead and put in a little alarm in your phone maybe tomorrow at 3:45 and check out what gold's doing. Maybe it might give you the ability to do a practice trade shorting gold again. We'll see. We will see. And of course, that 3-part training, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, is available to our Patreon members for free. Worth its weight in gold. Okay, let's go to the half-day chart. And that's where we see, as we look at the half-day chart, we see that strong down movement in the morning on Tuesday, followed by things hitting there again in the afternoon. So that's where we are on our 4 big charts. Lastly, for those of you who like Bitcoin, we'll take a quick look at it. Bitcoin up 1.24% for the day. We have a weekly vertical crossover, of course, in effect. So we are waiting to see what's going to happen with that. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. Price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line a little bit. 2-day chart, we can see that it's flat. And again, Bitcoin trying to make its way up. You know what? It looks like it's staying around, that 150, that 159 mark or so, 159 something, 160. So is that going to be where Bitcoin stays for a while, or is it going to zoom? And we'll see a 2-day recross going up. Maybe, I'm sorry, not a 2-day recross, 2-day crossover going up, perhaps followed by a weekly later. I don't know. We'll wait. We'll see. We'll follow this. We look at the half day, and of course, it has already crossed over on Tuesday. So we'll keep our eye on things, see what these charts show us, and what they lead us to do. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.